We created Happy Stocks. We're a group of computer engineering students from the University of Waterloo.
The problem. Retail investors represent a record high quarter of total trading volume in Q1 2021. These investors have less understanding of the market and create more market volatility. Due to their influence in the market, there's a big need to make big data more accessible to the everyday investor.
Our solution.
The user can search any stock on the S&P. I'm going to start off by searching Apple. After clicking search, our backend returns stock price data and the sentiment for the past 7 days. A higher sentiment represents a more positive opinion on the stock based on tweet data. We can also see some examples of how tweets were classified. As you can see, Jackson was not too pleased about his iPhone 13 purchase and recommended his followers to short the Apple stock, expecting it to lower in value. This was classified as negative. On the other hand, Twitter user Horace discusses how Berkshire Hathaway increased his position in Apple. This tweet was classified as positive.
Behind the scenes of this application. To collect our data, we use the Twitter Search API. These tweets are passed through a filtering algorithm to select tweets from users with over 100 followers and are following over 20 users. We also filter out tweets that are retweets, replies, quotes, or mention the keyword bot. We continuously query until we reach 100 tweets for a given day. For the stock price, we get this information from the Yahoo Finance API. To classify our tweet data and determine sentiment, we use the Cohere NLP classification API. We trained a fine-tuned model using a dataset of over 5,000 entries, allowing the model to classify tweets as either positive or negative. Next, sentiment is determined as a percentage of positively classified tweets divided by total tweets. Here's a diagram of our overall architecture. Our front-end web application uses React. After the user clicks the search button, requests to two backend services are made. First, the stock price data comes from a Python Flask service that calls the Yahoo Finance API. Secondly, the stock sentiment service, written in Go, invokes 7 threads, each individually retrieving sentiment data for a given day. Each thread first checks a database cache if the sentiment has already been previously computed for that day. Otherwise, tweets are retrieved from the Twitter API, filtered, and sent to the Cohere NLP API for classification. Then the sentiment is returned. By using multiple threads and a cache, we improve performance by over 80%. Data transfer between the backend services and the front end is done using Protobufs.
Protobuf provides a bandwidth-efficient means of data transmission as well as the ability to generate standardized API libraries in any language. This was a key feature in our implementation as it allowed us to quickly integrate our front-end and JavaScript and our backend services made in Go and Python. We took advantage of the Buf CLI to create, build, and generate all of our Protobuf libraries, and we used Buf's linter to standardize our proto library. Generation of the libraries was handled by Buf's BSR remote generation to compile our libraries with remote Protobuf compilation dependencies.
Here are some business applications of Happy Stocks. First, the ability to pay for tiered access to the Sentiment API, which would include better features like real-time stock data, a wider time period of sentiment data, increased accuracy of sentiment data, and multiple different sources of sentiment data. Secondly, there will be ads on the website for free users, which allows for greater accessibility for users who need quick and easy access to basic stock sentiment data. Thank you for listening.